So my husband and I got into this discussion about what to do with this angry clerk at Discount Plus. Last week, I was coming through the aisle with some of my things, a very narrow aisle, and he was apparently coming the other way where I couldn't see him with a basket full of goodies to put away, and he pulled right in front of me in this narrow aisle and blocked me off. He kept me from going to see the items that I wanted to see that were right there in front. There was maybe a couple of yards more for me to look at, and he deliberately blocked me. Now, in the previous weeks and previous months, he has deliberately thrown my items onto from the cart onto the checkout area and into a box in a manner that I would call slightly aggressive. He has stared at me and stared at me. He has made funny comments about my hearing aid devices that I have. He's made me very, very uncomfortable in every way possible. Why? I don't know. So we had a discussion about this because my husband usually stays out in the car while I go in and do the shopping in the Discount Plus because I take so damn long. So I've been going in there for the last few months. It's a really great place where I find a lot of food and makeup and things like that, hair color at half the price. Some of them are just slightly outdated, but most of them are still okay. You can find a lot of organic things there, a lot of cruelty-free. It's a place that I really enjoy and don't want to stop going to. It's only one clerk. The rest of the people there are very kind. They know that I'm deaf. They do a lot of gestures to me. Not sign, but just gestures so I know what's going on. And this one individual, I would say he was about in his 20s, maybe 25 to 28 years old. And he was just constantly been rude to me over the last few months. So what did we discuss about? Well, what do I do with this individual? What are the different possibilities of solving the problem? It seems really lame that I can't just say something. And my dilemma is that I have a bit of a temper. So, I'm afraid of my temper getting out of control. B, because of my hearing loss, I'm not able to have a good rebuttal. I'm not able to have an argument or a constructive critical discussion, or just simply come out and ask the person what the fuck their problem is. So I do talk a lot with my husband about this, about what are the options for solving this problem, and what do you think he said? Well, the last time when I came back last week with this, he said I need to file a complaint with the management. Go talk to the manager. Well, what happens when we talk to the manager about an individual that we're seeing probably on a weekly basis for our shopping or for work or any other place like the subway, the buses, schools? I have a little bit of fear of running into this person again once I've exposed them. I am quite certain they will not be fired, but they will be made aware of the behavior and reprimanded. They may not even be aware that they're doing it. So my discomfort with that probably exposes me even more, makes me seem more vulnerable. And I know that sounds really lame, but I have a problem with confrontation. I'm a laid-back LA girl, and my husband is from New York, born in New York, raised in New Jersey, down in Florida, and then went over to Palo Alto area. So I have always been a South Cali to up here in the Oregon, Portland, Vancouver area. So we have a little bit laid back more style. I cannot do this confrontation. My solution for this, I thought I'm not actually going to confront the person, except maybe to come up to them and ask them, are you mad at me? Because you seem very angry at me every time I'm in here. Have I done something to offend you? Have I said something offensive? And I'm thinking he is going to totally freak out and be taken aback. Like, whoa, I wasn't aware of this. No, I'm not angry at you. And that may solve the problem right there. Then again, if I'm coming in again, it may make us both very uncomfortable, where we feel like we have to have this narrative go in a completely different direction, where we're always making an attempt to be friendly, and it becomes an obvious attempt. So I don't want to do that. So I am left with this philosophical discussion about what to do when we come across more or less passive aggressive behaviors and passive aggressive people. At this point, I think I'm going to accept help. I'm going to have my husband come in with me, which makes me feel like I am not an independent woman, that I am frightened, and I don't think that this is going to make me feel better about myself, to not be able to come up with a solution and deal with confrontation. I'm not going to learn much by having somebody else do this for me. So that is my discussion with my husband. What do we do with angry people that we come across? And how do we deal with that in a non-aggressive way, in a way that we can be comfortable with, so we can cross paths again with this individual, where it is not obvious, it is not uncomfortable, and it is smooth riding. So if you like these kind of discussions, please give this a thumbs up and give it a like, and make some comments down below. Please let me know what you do when you come across people in everyday situations that are not personal friends, but just maybe acquaintances. And how do you solve the problem of a passive-aggressive person who seems to have a direct attack on you? They seem to be out for you. So, see you later. See you next time.